Demonic Demons, and today we're gonna be talking about Peavey amplifiers. Or to be more specific, we're gonna be talking about if Peavey amplifiers are really good, or if people have been only buying Peavey amps because they always have been cheaper or more accessible in price compared them with the competition. Now I'm making this video because a couple of days ago I made a video about Crate amps, and that it was about what happened with Crate amplifiers. And in the comments of the video of the Crate amps, and also when I shared the video of the Crate amps to some blogs, there was always somebody saying, I never liked cheap amps like Crate or Peavey. They always sound stereo. Peavey amps were not for me, Crate amps were not for me. And you know, I've been playing guitar for almost 20 years, and I remember that people have been saying these kind of comments in the internet for years, you know, since I've been doing my researches about how the amplifier sounds and anything. I'm a Peavey fan. In fact, at some point I had more than 10 Peavey amplifiers in my house. I have the Peavey Valve King 100 watts, I had the Peavey JSX, the Peavey Triple X, and the Peavey 6505 MH that I still have over here. I have my Peavey Butcher that I also still have over here. Also I have a Peavey Valve King combo. At some point I had the Peavey Valve King 20 watts head too. And I have a Peavey Viper amplifier. And like I said, I had a lot of Peavey amplifiers. And I really like how Peavey sounds. And I also like the fact that the prices of the amps were accessible. I'm saying were accessible because I don't think that Peavey amps are cheap anymore. I mean, when the Peavey 6505 came in 2005 to replace the original Peavey 5150 that came in 1992, and this amplifier was priced at $899, and the Peavey 6505 Plus that was replacing the Peavey 5152 was priced at $999. And so these amplifiers were made here in the United States. In 2009, the Peavey 3120 also came out to replace the Peavey Triple X, and that one was also priced less than $1,000. And later on in 2010, the Peavey Butcher came out, and that one was also less than $1,000. And this is the Series 2 that replace the original Peavey Butcher that was made in the 80s, and it was a great amplifier, right? And these were the new version. And the last amplifier that was introduced by Peavey that was made here in the United States was the Peavey Triple X2. Later on, Peavey moved all the production of their amplifiers to China. They discontinued the Butcher, the 3120, the Triple X2, and they only kept the Peavey 6505. They also introduced the Peavey 6505 MH, the classic MH, and the Peavey Valve King MH. But like I said, the only amplifier that they kept in production that was 100 watts or more was the Peavey 6505. Now, Peavey kept the price for a couple of years of these amplifiers, and then between 2017 and 2018 they increased the prices of the Peavey 6505 to $1,000, and I think that the 6505 Plus to $1,200. Later on, the Peavey Invective was introduced, and this amplifier, when it was introduced, it was almost $2,000. And for me, I think that all these amplifiers that I have talked about in the video are great amplifiers. From the Butcher, that is not an amplifier focused on metal tones, all the way up to the Peavey Invective, that is the last design of Peavey. And when we talk about tube amplifiers, I don't think that these amplifiers at all have a bad sound. I think that you might prefer one of them than the other one, but I don't think that any of them are bad, and also any of them are bad quality amplifiers. The difference between Peavey and Crate is that the characteristic that they have, besides being accessible in price amplifiers, cheap amplifiers, they are also solid amplifiers. Really worth it to play on the road, right? And now we are in 2024. The Peavey 6505 2, that is the one that replaced the Peavey 6505 Plus, it is $1,500. And the Peavey Invective, it is $2,300. So I don't think that Peavey amplifiers are cheap anymore. I mean, when I'm trying to say that Peavey amplifiers are now more affordable, I'm not trying to say that Peavey is trying to compete with the boutique amps made here in the USA on the boutique amp distribution company like Friedman, like Bogner, like Soldano, for example, or Soldano. Perhaps I'm not even trying to say that Peavey is trying to compete with Mesa, because the Mesa dual rectifier of 100 watts is priced at $3,000. But if we compare Peavey with brands that make amplifiers outside the United States, for example in the UK, Marshall, Orange, and Engel, so these prices get closer what Peavey have in their 100 watts and over line, right? And if we talk about the same brands like Marshall and Orange, they also have amplifiers that are made outside the UK. The Marshall DSL is $1,100. And if we go to the 20 watts versions of the amplifiers of Marshall or Orange, Peavey is even more expensive. The Peavey 6505MH over here is $699. The Orange Dark Terror is $650. And if we go to all the other brands like Blackstar, like Lenny, like made amplifiers in China too, these amplifiers are cheaper or more affordable. And these are the big brands. If we go to more obscure brands that make amplifiers in Asia like Bulgara, these amplifiers are below $700 and we are talking about 100 watts amplifiers. But the major competitor of the Peavey line of amplifiers, or the Peavey 6505, is gonna be the EVH line. And the EVH line of amplifiers from Fender is made in Mexico. And the prices of the EVH are also around the same prices of Peavey. The most expensive amplifier that they have is the EVH 5153 Stealth, and this one, the 100 watts version, is priced as $2,500. Like I said, the most expensive amplifier that Peavey have, that is the Invective 100 watts, is priced as $2,300. Now, EVH have a lot of variations of the 5150, so the prices are very similar. EVH also have their own line of lunchboxes amplifiers, and the prices, if we compare it with the 6505MH from Peavey on the lunchboxes, are almost the same. I think that a lot of people keep having the same vision that Peavey amplifiers are cheap and people just buy them because they are cheap, not because they sound good. And especially for new guitar players, this has been a very bad influence, because even if the Peavey 6505 have become famous in the metal community for being accessible in price and for being an amplifier that can give you a great metal tone out of the box, people still have the idea that if you're gonna buy a Peavey 6505, that if you're gonna buy a Peavey amplifier, you're gonna have to pay less than $1,000. But I think that if Eddie Van Halen was with Peavey from 1992 all the way to 2005, was for a reason. Peavey had been made quality products that sound really good. And perhaps the original idea of Harley Peavey, when he made the company of Peavey, when he started building guitar amplifiers, not just the tube amplifiers, the solid state amplifiers, the original idea that he had was making affordable products. But this entire idea that he put on the people, that Peavey was affordable, became in something that if it is not affordable from Peavey, I don't wanna buy it. So they are not the cheapest brand anymore. They are not the affordable price anymore. And also Peavey never was bad sounding. They always made very good products, all the way from the Bandit, from the original Butcher, that at some point the Butcher in the 80s was called the Poor Man JCM 800 for a reason. For a reason. And like I said, same thing with modelers. For me, the best modeler amplifier that you can get these days under $500 still it is the Peavey Viper. The Peavey Viper X is a great amplifier that have a very good emulations of all those amplifiers that I talk in this video about from Peavey. So this was Solomon Demos. Thank you so much for watching this video. Please share, like, and subscribe. Take care and bye.